Right then, just a little one today. Not picked up too much. There was no car boot this morning because of the weather. And these are a few bits I've picked up on the weekend. 2 car boots I managed to get to at the weekend. And a few other little bits and pieces. Right, first up, let's start with this box. This was kind of a bit of a surprise, really. A bit odd, but it comes under the category of tools and toots, so we'll come back to that in a minute. First up, back in the world of tins. These players' tins. They do have stuff in. Let's have a look. Cotter pins, various sizes. Now, I had a job for it. That's a big one, isn't it? I had a job for cotter pins recently. Could have done with those. Brass screws. I always pick up brass screws if I can get them. They're only small ones. They're different sizes, but look, from down to 1/4 inch to about, what's that? 3/4 of an inch, maybe, number 6s. Anyway, mixed brass screws, always handy. The tins are in good shape too, aren't they? What are these? Little Phillips ones, very small, number 4s maybe. Very small, probably not going to get much use. Now, what on earth's in here? Don't know what that is. What is that? It looks like some sort of, it's a coil. So this is electronic stuff. And these look like large fuses, I think. Strange looking things. And there's a tiny little magnet in there, which is, no, it's glued on, whatever that is. But they're fuses. Don't know what for. Weird. In that one, and finally in that one, what we got here? Number 8s, I suppose. What's that? 1/2 inch, 25mm, isn't it? In that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Players Navy cut. Now I don't know when Players Navy cut they stopped making them, but they ain't been around for a while. Then I got this lot. Actually, my wife spotted them. Really, they're empty tins mostly. I can't remember how much they cost, but there are a range of different labels. The old usual ones that you see, a couple of hinged ones. Golden Virginia, Old Oban. There's one I don't think I've got before. Oh, it's got something in. Oh, these two have. What do we got? It says Allen keys, and Allen keys it is. We've all got plenty of Allen keys knocking around, haven't we? Cut golden bar wheels. Not seen this tin before. What we got? Tacks in here. What would you say they are? 10mm tacks, maybe. In that one, and that was it, wasn't it? That's that. So more empty tins to go to the tin collection. They all need a bit of clean. I don't know, a good washing WD-40 or something. Some of them are in better shape than others. That's quite a nice one. So that's that lot. Let's get a shot of them. Over there. Right. Now, this I got from eBay. And I like drill bit stands. But this one is particularly interesting because this is Bridges. Now, Bridges is an early UK power tool manufacturer that was eventually taken over by Stanley, as most things were. And I was looking into getting a belt sander, Bridges belt sander, you know, one of the locomotive style belt sanders. And there was a Bridges one. So I'm going to see if I can scrape around enough pennies to get that. But in the meantime, I spotted this. And I thought I've got to have it for the collection. But when it turned up, I wasn't expecting this. It is in immaculate condition. Very, very pleased with it. And I have to say, this is twice the weight of any others that I've got in exactly the same style. So they were manufacturers themselves. I think they were based in Battersea in South London originally, and then they moved out somewhere. They're supposed to be a very good company to work for. Looked after their staff. Yeah, so Bridges, something I'm going to keep my eyes open for. That is, I think, possibly my favourite drill bit stand. It really is a beautiful thing. Right, pop that there. Now, A couple of other little bits. Another one of these which I picked up. No details in this one, just a plain one. No manufacturer. It's in good shape. Yeah, it's not bad. Still, spring's a bit bent though, isn't it? But yeah, we can work on that. I picked up this little measure. I assume it's a measure. It says on there, because it's French, it says, strong glasses time. It says gentiliter. And then there's what looks like, I don't know if you can see that at all, what looks like some sort of hallmark. I don't think it is silver or anything like that. I think it's pewter. Underneath it says Paris, W something Brent or Brendy. And I think that's a little measure for spirits or something. I wouldn't be surprised. It cost me 50p, I think. And I just thought that was a cute little thing. It's heavy as hell, so it's probably pewter and it's not lead, but I don't know. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't check to see if it was magnetic, but I suspect it is. Right, slurp of tea, because it'd go cold otherwise. Now, as an electrician, I used to use these for a living. These are pyro pot tools. Now, I don't even know if they still use pyro. Pyro was an insulated fireproof cabling system. It used to come with a plastic on the outer sheath, then it would be copper, then it would be filled with a fire-resistant powder, and then you'd have the cores, how many you want, 2, 3, 4, as many as you needed, inside. And when you terminated them, you had to terminate them using various tools. You had to strip the copper, strip the outside, and on the top would be a thing called a pot. Now you put the pot on, you'd fill it with a material called a compound, which is a bit like putty. Then you'd put a lid on it, and then you'd have to put it into one of these machines to the right size. So the cable goes through, and you open it up, and you fit the pot in the gap, and in there. And then with those little pins on there, you'd squeeze it down so it's squeezed tight. So the cables, it was rock solid. And these are potting tools. So I've never seen one with this shaped handle before, or round, ever. This is pyro crimp, it says on the side, 25mm, which is, see on the side there. This one, well, I don't think that's the original pyro tool, because the tools always came like this. Never seen one in this shape ever. But I'm looking for a mark on it. I can't see one, so this might be a rival company or a different design. It's quite a small size cable. I haven't got to measure it. Oh, I have actually. What are we looking at? Yeah, we're looking at there. This is a Imperial, so it's half inch, so it's a 25mm cable. It looks a bit big to me, but a bit small for that, but yeah, that's an unusual one. I had to have it. They were next to nothing. The woman said she didn't care, didn't know what they were or what they were used for, so I picked them up for, I don't know, pennies. I found a couple more car toolkit screwdrivers. I don't know why I keep picking these up, but I do. That one I think was £1. That one was 50p. You figure. Different people, different prices. Yeah. Now back to the old electrical stuff. I picked up 2 of these. Now I used to use these a lot as an electrician back in the day. I don't think I know the proper name for them, so if anyone does, that'd be quite nice. And we used them. What goes through here, you put what's called a draw wire, which is a bit like a flexible cable, which is quite stiff, but very flexible. It bends. It looks like a bit long, big, narrow, thin spring, and you'd feed that. You come through here, and you'd feed that up your conduit. And then this would grip it as you push that, you grip it, so you could push it up a little bit harder. So you get a bit more purchase with it. And these were 50p each. And the lady said she didn't have the draw wire with us because she didn't know what they were. but she'll bring them next week. So hopefully I'll go and get the draw wires that go with these two tools. You never know. I've seen them around anyway, so I might pick one up now. But we used to use these all the time, especially for difficult conduit runs, where you had to get the cable around difficult bends, which you try to avoid when you're installing conduit. But sometimes you can't help it sometimes. And that's what these were for. There's no makers on them. They're aluminium. This one's a little bit stiff, so it needs a bit of oil. It's probably in better condition. They're spring-loaded on the side. There is a registration mark and probably a manufacturer there. Let's see if I can see it. Registered 979170, and then there's a start underneath. Ah, there is something there. But you've got to get the light in the right angle to see it. I don't know if you can see it. Is that close enough? Is that close enough? Can you read what that is that I can't read? Yeah. Any good? Yeah, so I don't know who made them. I don't know where you'd buy them. They were just always there on site. And you were given them by the firm to use. And that's it. And they were very handy at the time. Whether they're still used like that, I don't know. I expect they are. I don't see why they shouldn't be. Yeah, so them. Now, I picked up a little Stanley 10 feet tape measure made in England, which is quite a nice little one, I thought. Can't remember how much it costs, 50p a pound, something like that. Tape is not in great shape. It's had plenty of use. It's got an annoying bend there. But yeah, Stanley tape measure will go with all the other measures I've got. I haven't got that one particularly. So there you go. I might need to open that up and clean it up and get it working properly. Just for the fun of it. A brass glass cutter. Is it oil filled? Maybe it is oil filled. Oil fields were always better. That might be. There's a screw on there. Look. Oh, interesting. What would that be for? What on earth would that be for? Maybe to undo that so you can replace the blade, possibly? There is a make on there. Let's see if I can see it with me stronger bins. What does that say? It says France. So it's a French glass cutter. Interesting. Seen them before, but I didn't know they were French. Maybe they're not. There's that. Now, mystery item time. This I had fun with. I picked this up at Win Wonderful Wood, which is an event not too far from me in Suffolk. And I thought, what on earth is that? Now, let me try and hold that up. Now, can you see that clearly? How's that? A bit nearer, maybe? It's not fuzzy or... Anyway. And it says on there, for Jackson's improved buttons and plates. And then there's a registration number. Now, it's held together with this. I don't know if that could be original, the way that's turned over there. Set of three is EFG, lovely font, CD and AB. And the fella on the stall said, oh, it's something to do with button hooks and buttonholes. I wasn't quite convinced. There's a P on the back of that one. So anyway, I got home and I Googled it and was quite surprised at what it's for. It is, back in the day when things were run by steam, the belts, I suppose they were rubber or canvas belts. And the way they held the canvas belts in a loop when they joined them together was with what they called buttons. And this is what this is for. This is for tightening and changing the buttons on the belts that run on steam engines and steam equipment in factories. Now, I'd like to find an example of what the buttons actually look like to see how they fit in there. That would be fun. But yes, I picked that up and I thought, what a lovely thing, lovely quality. Old. BP, it says on there as well. But just a lovely item. Just a very unusual, interesting tool. I'm really pleased about that. So that was good fun, finding that. There wasn't much else on the stall there, but I certainly had that. Right, now, mystery item time. Let's get back to this box. Now, there was an item in this box that the fella wanted a £5 for. And then he said, I said, how much for this, mate? And he said, £5. And then he said, but you can have the whole box for £5 as well. Well, I didn't really have a look at the rest of it. I thought, yeah, well, we'll go for that. So let's see what's in the box for a £5, in Pandora's box, eh? Now, this is the item that I saw for a £5. It says, press button punches and dies. Can't see that because you've got something sticky on there. 21A, Knoll Street, Soho, London. And that's probably the name of the company under there. And I thought, what on earth? What kind of thing is it? So let's get the tin open. It opened fair enough the other day. Oh, there we go. And inside was a set of, well, dies, aren't they? So I'm assuming this is how this works. And this is a base plate. So you put your stud in there. You put that on there. Your material on the top. Then the lid or the pin, I suppose. And then you get your appropriate size die. Put it on the top there. And you whack it with a hammer. And that's what this is. A die set for, you know, like the studs you have in your Levi's or that kind of thing. I think that's what this is. So it's a die set. And there's 1, 2... Oh, that's a different one. That's sticking out rather than an indented one. Oh, look. So I suppose you could do it that way? I don't know. I don't know. That needs some research. But the tin was in such lovely condition. It was all in lovely condition. I thought, oh. With the gubbins as well. Very nice. Look at this. Look, I'm just too stupid to be able to get it all back in the same tin. But yeah, lovely tin. So I've got that. And then it says Dryad Press Stud Tool. Dryad Handcrafted Leicester. So, nice box. And that's an example, I think, of the kind of studs it would work on. So, you know, so you'd have that part of the stud and that part of the stud. And there's a few studs in there. So this has probably come from some sort of tailor's shop. Another tin. What does this one say? Number 3 press studs. So another lovely little tin. And look at those lovely little studs in there. Beautiful. Now, this looks like some sort of along the edge of a tool, or what would they call that now? Brain's not working, but that's what that is. Burring tool, maybe. Oh, the double-ended one with brass. That's quite nice. That's got a make state. What does that say? It says on there, Senfield. And they're brass. Oh, that's drop top. The ferrule's drop top. I was going to say it's nice quality, but yeah, so that's that. Some more of these dies. Larger ones for larger size studs, I suppose. They're quite fun, aren't they? Another one of these kind of like burring tools. This one's stainless steel by the look of it. And that's plastic, so that's Bakelite, I think. What else we got? And then we got another box in a box. Richmond's heel and toe tips. Oh, again, more studs of various sizes and types. That's fun. Yeah. And then each of these, I think, press studs. Number 3 black. Number 3 black. That's empty, that one. But there are plenty of others. Various types and shapes, well, sizes really. Mostly brown. But there you go, there. So, that's how I suppose you bought them. What does this one say? This says Mr. R.D. Pearson, Greenbank, Windmill Hill, Alton, I think. Acton, maybe. Is that Hans? Lovely handwriting. Old envelope. Oh, did I have to do that? Look, they're small ones. Very small. in there. In you go. Let's tidy that mess up. Yeah, be careful, Ian. Again, size 3 brown. Unopened, look at that. Size 3 navy. I'm not going to open these. Dried press stud size 3 navy. So maybe military sizes or military colours. Size 3 navy. We got a little note. Or is it a receipt? Oh, I had to do it. The dried press stud tool. Something 4 parts. 2 metal bases. I think this has come out of that original tin. Mind you, it does say St Nicholas Leicester, and that says London, doesn't it? 2 metal bases, rod with cavity at one end, rod with projection at one end, and each press stud consists of 4 pieces: celluloid dome, celluloid, spring clasp, metal piece to fit inside dome, metal piece to fit inside clasp, and then instructions on how to do it. And there are the items. Lovely, clear and concise. More sizes and a couple more. Yeah, it looks like studs. So lots of studs, and that's a leather working tool, isn't it, for making holes in leather. That's just, again, it's some sort of leather. There's a little design on the end there. So again, for banging and making indents into leather, I should think. That's another one, even smaller. That's an indent. And that's a lot. So that is what was in Pandora's box. What lot, real fun pieces to find, I think. Lovely box. Do I take that off or do I leave it on? I'll have to think about that. Cracking condition. Where's the instructions? Where do I put the instructions? Would that go? It doesn't look like it went in there. Yeah. So, that's my finds this week so far. That box is just beginning to go on that corner, so I might have to do something. Yeah, so that's this week's little finds. Oh, I forgot them. Look. That's stupid. Yes. So that's all we've managed to turn up this week. Lots of irons in fires for bits and pieces that might come my way. I think that's quite a good little week, that. Some lovely star bits. I think that's my favourite find. That, and of course the Bridges drill stand. That is just stunning. So, as my son always tells me that I've got to say, he tells me to like and subscribe, so I got to say like and subscribe. Hello to Toby, Oscar and Piper, coming to see you soon. And yeah, hopefully see you on the next one. Take care, stay healthy, broken thumbs up, and see you on the next one. Ta-da!